Hello and welcome to the Owl's Nest. So last weekend was BlizzCon, and Overwatch 2 was officially announced following all the leaks. Though most of the new additions are to PvE, there are some changes coming in for PvP, so we're going to run that down. We're going to talk about what it means for the Overwatch League and changes to the Overwatch League for the 2020 season. The main changes for Overwatch 2 that will be implemented in PvP is first they upgraded the engine quite a bit. A lot of the textures were reworked, and it overall looks like it's running a lot smoother based off the gameplay seen at BlizzCon. Next up, there's going to be a new HUD display. One of the most intuitive features, in my opinion, is that it displays who is healing where, which is great and extremely helpful, but it's also a lot less cluttered, so you have more space to focus on the gameplay, which is nice. There's also going to be multiple heroes dropping at launch. One of them is confirmed to be Sojourn, but we do not know the rest. Jeff Kaplan said it would be similar to the beta when they dropped Diva, Mei, and Genji all at the same time, so we'll have to see how that plays out for the meta when this game eventually drops. And probably the most important change for the Overwatch League is there's going to be a new core game mode called Push. So Push is almost like an inverse tug of war, where you have a robot pushing your objective towards the enemy's spawn, and the first team to push it all the way towards the spawn wins, or the team that has pushed it the furthest after, I believe, 8 minutes. This game mode will be great in the Overwatch League, because much like Control, it's going to be impossible to draw, and it's going to be very fair and very quick. So I could see this being used as a tiebreaker, and overall I think it's a pretty great change for competitive Overwatch. Seeing this in the map pool once Overwatch 2 hits Overwatch League will be great. So what does Overwatch 2 mean for the Overwatch League? Well, they did announce in a video that Overwatch 2 will not be the game for 2020, which makes sense because I don't believe the game is releasing in the next 3 months. However, we don't have a release date quite yet on Overwatch 2, so we'll have to figure that out. As for implications of the new game mode, as I already mentioned, I think it will work as a great tiebreaker. And now that the league is no longer in a best of 4 map format, maybe we see this as just the go-to 2-2 tiebreaker. It'll be interesting. And I think one of the really interesting implications of Overwatch 2 is all of the maps and content from Overwatch 1 is carrying forward, plus they're introducing new maps for each of the game modes already existing and Push. So we're going to have a lot of maps in the map pool for competitive and for the Overwatch League. So I'm curious if they attempt to reduce this, if they start taking maps out of the map pool, if they remove maps for competitive seasons, which would be great. Or, you know, get rid of 2CP, do what you want, I don't know, that would be nice. So as for changes to the overall format of the Overwatch League for 2020, the Watchpoint pre-show did a quick panel at BlizzCon running down all the changes, and they uploaded a little highlight video to their YouTube page, so we're going to watch that first. I do want to give you a heads up, it's very fast paced, so I will break down all the information in it at the end. So let's just do that right now.
Good morning, BlizzCon. How we feeling, everybody? Now, we are, of course, here to talk about Overwatch and the 2020 Overwatch League season. We're going with the home and away format all season long. 2 conferences with the Atlantic and Pacific, 2 divisions in each conference, and each team is going to host at least 2 home events. Now, there's no stages, just our season playoffs, but there is an addition of the mid-season all-star event.
Well, I think when you look at Atlantic, especially the North, it's like the conference of change.
All of our Chinese expansion teams crushed it last year.
We're also now introducing a new mid-season tournament that'll take place at the same time as All-Stars. The way that it'll work, we're going to have the 2 best teams from each conference, as well as 2 wild cards from any conference. All the matches next year will be first to 3 maps wins. It's it's about the same format as we've done in playoffs. So always start with Control. We'll then rotate the map orders for the next 3 maps, since in some matches teams will play Escort second, and some will play Assault second, etc. We're going to expand the map pool a little bit next year.
I love Control. As you said, it's the most balanced and reasonable. Everyone starts in an even playing field, so I like this. I like the change.
No brain, all aim players, so just put me in on Control, dude. I'm ready for it all day, dude.
What does the announcement of Overwatch 2 mean for the Overwatch League in 2020?
For 2020, we're not going to be on Overwatch 2 in the season, so we're going to be continuing to play the existing version of Overwatch as we head into 2020, but looking further out into the future, we're beyond excited about what it's going to look like.
Thank you all for watching. We enjoyed 2019. Can't wait to see you all in 2020.
All right, so probably the biggest changes is that they're no longer going to be just a 4-map series. It's going to be a first to 3 wins, which is what they've been doing for the playoffs for a while. I think the biggest question mark here is what's going to happen to map differential. Map differential is a very important way to break ties, and especially now that the season has gone from 40 games in Season 1 to 28 games in Season 2, how is that going to overall affect the standings? Maybe the fact that they're implementing divisions has something to do with this? I don't know. We'll have to work this out. We'll figure this out probably during the season. And another change because of the first to 3 win format is that they're going to be rotating which game modes are implemented in each series. Control, they said, will always be map 1 for next season, which is great. But as I previously mentioned, Control is one of the best game modes in Overwatch because it's short and it's a great tiebreaker. You cannot draw it. It just shows pure skill. It's great. But they mentioned that they might be changing what map goes second, what map goes third, and they probably have to keep rotating it to make it fair for all the matches for each team. And another big change is that since there are no more stages, there will obviously be no more stage champions or stage tournaments, but they are going to do a mid-season tournament where they take the top teams from each division and some wild cards right around All-Star break to do a tournament then, which will be nice. I'm going to miss kind of the mini championships within the Overwatch League. Like the stage finals were always fun to watch, especially when Shanghai beat San Francisco. So the fact that we have something remaining of that is nice. Plus we can get a little check on who is the best team in the midseason compared to who is the best team in the finals. And then they mentioned that they're going to be expanding the map pool. I think this will be exciting because we'll get to see more maps. I just hope it doesn't get too convoluted, but they'll be fine. I don't think they've ever really had an issue with that. So yeah, that's going to do it for changes for the Overwatch League for 2020. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. I think overall these are all really positive. First to 3 wins is a lot easier to follow compared to play 4 maps format that they have been doing, so I think this will be good. And yeah, just let me know what you guys thought. Are you guys excited for Overwatch 2? Are you guys excited for Overwatch League 2020? If you're subscribed here, I hope you are. But if you're not, that's cool too, I guess. As for the Overwatch World Cup, I just want to briefly mention this. I know this is more of an Overwatch League focused channel, but the United States did win, which is huge. South Korea has won the last 3 years, and the United States beat them in the semifinals and then beat China in the finals, which is fantastic news. And you're watching gameplay right now of that semifinal match. I do believe, though, Corey did get robbed of MVP. I love Sinatra. However, I think Corey had the larger DPS impact on the team, but it's okay, because USA still took gold. Yay, democracy. As for other storylines in the Overwatch World Cup, there was a surprise appearance from Denmark and Netherlands in the tournament stage of the World Cup, which is great. And also Team Canada didn't manage to make it out of group stage, which was a weird change. I think XQC maybe was a little rusty after taking a break from the game, so we'll have to figure it out. And yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a great day.